Alright, so today I want to talk to you guys about the rule set, the one that's going to be in place for Black Ops 3. But of course, before I get into what I want to talk about, what you're watching is just a public match I was playing with some friends. I actually feel really bad about how I did in this public match. I go something like 49-2, but for someone on the other team, it was like their first game ever playing Black Ops 3. And unfortunately, we made them go 0-52. So just take a second real quick and just imagine, how would you feel after going 0-52 after your first game? Like, oh, you get so excited. This is, the first day you could play Black Ops 3, the brand new Call of Duty. You can't wait to get your KD as high as it's ever been. And your first game, you go 0-52. So I kind of feel a little bad that we did that to the guy. But anyways, going back on topic. Let's talk about the rule set that seems to be the hot topic right now. What's going to be banned? Are there going to be base bans? How's this ban and protect system going to work? And first and foremost, I know a lot of this discussion has been going on through Twitter. That is probably the worst place you could talk about balance in Call of Duty or speculate about a rule system. And that's just because you're limited to 140 characters. You don't really have much wiggle room when it comes to explaining your position and explaining why some of the things are overpowered or why they should be banned. One of the solutions I came up with, or I didn't come up with, but it just came to my head, is why don't we bring back the pro player forums? I know back when I was a pro player, on the MLG forums, we had a special subsection where all the pro players could post in. It wasn't able to be viewed by the public, so nobody had to worry about getting their feelings hurt or taking what they said out of context. But it was just a place where all the players could go congregate and talk about the rules, and I think that would be a very effective tool that, maybe Activision could put it on the official Call of Duty forums, and, that could drive some traffic there. Because I know, certainly I've never used the Call of Duty forums really once in my life, but I think it'd be cool to start seeing some more pro players post there, and we could kind of bridge together the communities a bit more. But anyways, I think that would really be a good thing that we should look into implementing for the pro players, especially at the early stages of games where we're uncertain about what maps we want to play, what game modes, how we want to go about setting up these base bans and whatnot. But now let's talk about some of the base bans. So you've already heard some people want UAVs gone, they want the LMGs gone, they want shotguns gone. They've already constructed this whole list of select guns and streaks and specialists that they don't want to see played in competitive play. And let me start by saying I think we should allow virtually everything. Obviously things like UAV and that perk 6 cents, I think that should be out of the rule set as a base ban. And the reason why we want to take out common items that are banned for the ban and protect system is it's going to create a stale process. We're going to wind up getting to a position where you're seeing the same things banned over and over again, and there's not a chance for a metagame to evolve because you're not banning any of the key weapons like the Vesper or some of the key specialists like the Annihilator or the Overdrive. So you're just seeing the same things over and over again, and we want to create a dynamic game. We want to create dynamic gameplay between the players, and there should be some level of strategy going behind the ban and protect system, and without the base bans, I have a concern about that strategy being implemented. I know that the LMGs and whatnot seem a bit strong right now, and I agree that some of them are a bit too strong. But we're only a week into the game. I'm sure Treyarch is planning on looking at all the data, and I'm sure they're all constructing their first big patch for the game. So I don't think we can create the first viable rule set until after that first patch is done. And when we're trying to pitch things as to why we should ban this because, we should ban that because, you can't just say we should ban it because it's overpowered, we should ban it because it's not fair, it's not competitive. You want to kind of develop out a reason. And that's why I'm really looking forward to the Twitch event that's going on this weekend. It's going down at the MLG Studios in Columbus. And it's, from what I've heard, pretty much every single streak, every single equipment, every single gun is going to be allowed to be played. and it's a $50,000 event. And this is going to be a really key event when it comes to like determining the rule set. This is going to be really our first chance to see how this game is played in a super competitive element. And then after that, we can start the talks. You know, oh, we should ban LMGs because they really slow down the gameplay. And there's not really much. How do I want to say this? There's not much drawback to using them. You know, where the movement speed is the same as an assault rifle. So I don't want to see things like the LMG taken out completely, because I think they should be viable if somebody wants to use them. But right now, it's like, why would I want to use an assault rifle over an LMG? But like I was saying, especially to the pro players out there, when you want something banned, you have to create an argument around it. You can't just say, I want this banned because it's dumb. You know, that just doesn't make sense. And I think we're at a point in time in competitive Call of Duty where we finally have a developer that's willing to listen to us. I mean, you know, the whole pre-release stream of the game had to do with esports, which is a huge step forward. I remember a point in time in competitive Call of Duty where the developers wouldn't even mention esports. So I still get really excited whenever guys like David Vonderhaar and the Treyarch team, or even the Infinity Ward guys, when they say esports, you know, just acknowledging that we're here, because there was a point in time where they had absolutely no idea, but now they're willing to work with us and kind of make the game more competitive. So, you know, they're kind of seeing the reach esports can have, and they're here to support us. And we should be taking advantage of that. You know, I'm sure all the pro players know the proper channels to go to if they want to talk about, you know, certain nerfs and stuff. And I don't know, there's just really no reason to go out on Twitter and saying some of the things they do. And just reading some of the arguments I hear on banning things, it's like, you know, I just kind of shake my head at them. But once again, I just want to remind everyone, we're only a week into Black Ops 3. Like, only 7 days. There's no reason to start freaking out over everything just yet. I'm sure some patches are going to be coming soon. And I know it can get frustrating because, let's face it, public matches can only keep you entertained for so long. Personally, I'm waiting for Arena to get fixed. If you guys listen to my other video, there are a ton of problems with Arena right now. And that's really all I want to play. I want to start diving into some competitive gameplay. I want to start playing Arena. I want to start scrimming. And I know it's frustrating when you don't have a rule set that you could play, but you're just going to have to be patient, just like with every other game. You know, you're going to have to wait a little bit. It's got to be explored. We don't know nearly everything about this game, or at least as much as we can to make a rule set. And I think, well, let me just say, I was part of the rule-making process for the MLG Ghost rules. And going through that, I'm sure you guys remember how it was at the beginning of Ghost. I mean, we played a tournament with the, what was it, the support squad mate, C4 and all that. And yeah, obviously stuff like that, it lacks a competitive element, but you got to show the developers why it doesn't work, why it doesn't have a fit in competitive gameplay. So that way they could either make tunes and tweaks to it so that it is, or we could just take it out of the rule set completely. But we got to make sure the developer of the game is on board with how we want to approach making the rules. But I want to hear your thoughts about it. I'm sure you guys have watched just as much Black Ops 3 gameplay and scrims and stuff as I have. What are you guys seeing? Do you agree with some of the bans the pro players are making? You know, how do you see, the first rule set going? Because I'm sure the rule set might see tweaks and changes. You know, in Black Ops 2, there's a big debate over the sentry gun. You know, the sentry gun was allowed for so long, and then towards the end of the season, we decided to ban it. Same thing with the akimbo pistols, which seem quite strong in this game right now. After Call of Duty Championships for Black Ops 2, we took those out of the rule set. So, I don't know, there's certainly precedent for doing some of the things we're looking at doing now. We're just looking to accelerate it a bit more. But, yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to know because you guys are really who we want to entertain when we put on these live events. You guys are watching this competitive game. Well, this game wouldn't be able to be played competitively if it wasn't for you guys, the viewers. So, just some food for thought, I guess. I hope you guys decide to post some of your thoughts, but enjoy the rest of the gameplay. It's just about over. I've pretty much covered, actually it just ended right now. But yeah, I've covered everything I want to talk about. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a good day.
The 54 Immortals crush all opposition.